Morning everyone. This class is about islets of Langerhans. Let us go into the class. This class what we are going to see in the sense why pancreas is called as a composite gland, how it acts as both in exocrine and endocrine gland, what is gluconeogenesis, what is glucogenolysis, what are hormones secreted by islets of Langerhans, what is pancreatic adenocarcinoma. See, what you're seeing here is the liver. Just beneath the liver, there is an yellow structure, right? This is called as pancreas. And what is islets of pancreas in the sense? In between the pancreatic cells, there are a small group of cells. It is called as islets of Langerhans. You can see in this picture. Here the small patches, right? Violet color. This is called as islets of Langerhans. Why it's called as islets in the sense which is in between the pancreatic cells and it looks like an island, so it is called as islets of Langerhans. Okay, it is too small, so it is called as islets. And why it is called as Langerhans in the sense, it is discovered by a scientist whose name is Langerhans, so it takes its name, islets of Langerhans. Okay, and see, this is gallbladder. The gallbladder secretes the fluid and it comes through the duct and pour into the duodenum, as well as the pancreatic juice also carried out through the duct and poured into the duodenum. So this pancreas acts as exocrine as well as endocrine. Exocrine in the sense the secretion of particular gland which is poured into somewhere through a duct, then it is called as exocrine. And endocrine in the sense the gland which secretes the secretion that is poured directly into the blood is called as hormone. Okay, so you can see the pancreas is pancreatic secretion. You can see the duct. Through this duct it is poured into the duodenum, so this is called as enzyme. So the pancreas is an exocrine, as well as the islets of Langerhans, they poured the secretion into the blood directly, so it is called as endocrine. So this pancreas is doing both the action, that is endocrine as well as exocrine. So this function is exo as well as endocrine. Okay, the only gland which is doing the exocrine as well as endocrine is the pancreas. Okay, and let us see the islets of Langerhans. This is enlarged here and it has shown. This islets of Langerhans possess two types of cells. One is called as alpha cells and another one is called as beta cells. You can see the dark color patches, it is alpha cells, and you can see the light color then and there, it is beta cells. The beta cells comprises 60% of the islets of Langerhans and alpha cells comprises 30% of the Langerhans, islets of Langerhans. Okay, and the rest of the 10 is the pancreatic polypeptide cells which present here in the islets of Langerhans. Okay, so that's all about the islets of Langerhans, and I told you it consists of two cells, alpha cells and beta cells. The alpha cell secretes a hormone which is called as glucagon, that also I told you, and the beta cells secrete a hormone which is called as insulin. Beta cells comprises 60% of the islets of Langerhans, and alpha cells comprise only 30%. Okay, and how many cells, islets of Langerhans, are there in the pancreas in the sense? This is very important point, so take a note of it. It is 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans are present in a normal human pancreas. Okay, how many? 1 to 2 million islets are present in the pancreas of normal human being pancreas. Okay, and two important cells I told you, it is alpha and beta. The alpha secretes a hormone which is called as glucagon, and the beta secretes a hormone which is called as insulin. Okay, so these all are very important point. The alpha cells comprises only 30%, beta cells comprises 60% of the islets mass. Okay, so very important, all these points, make a note of it. And coming to the glucagon, that is, we have seen there are two hormones secreted by the pancreas, isn't it? that is one is glucagon and another one is insulin. So let us see what are the function it is done by the glucagon. Okay, so glucagon is a hormone, it's a peptide hormone, make a note, it is a peptide hormone and it plays an important role in the maintaining normal blood glucose level. Okay, let us take, this is the blood vessel. Okay, and we are taking so many food material, these food materials are converted into glucose. Okay, this is converted into glucose, this blood sugar is more, then there will be the insulin takes part to convert the glucose into glycogen and stored in the liver. Okay, let us take, this is the liver. So the glucose is converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. This is by the hormone insulin. Okay, so insulin function is conversion of glucose into glycogen, and the just opposite function. What is that? The glycogen is converted into glucose and given and poured into the blood. This is done by the glucagon. Okay, glucagon is a peptide hormone. It plays an important role in the maintaining normal blood glucose level. If there is the glucose level is very less in the blood vessel, then this glucagon convert the glycogen into glucose and increase the glucose level in the blood. Okay, so the function is, this point make a note, the glucagon is a hyperglycemic hormone. Okay, it is enhancing the level of the glucose in the blood. Okay, there are two important things we have to come to know, that is glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. These 2 points are very, very important. What is that in the sense? Glycogenolysis is a process of breaking down glycogen as stored carbohydrate, okay, which is present in the liver, and that produce the glucose as well as the energy. So the glycogen is converted into glucose and the energy. So that process is called as glycogenolysis. What is gluconeogenesis in the sense? This is a process of creating glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. So the two different is, this is from the carbohydrate source and this is from the non-carbohydrate source. Okay, so from there the protein as well as the lipid are broken down into the glucose. So this process is called as gluconeogenesis, that is the production of glucose. Here the glycogen is broken down into the glucose, so it is called as glycogenolysis. Okay, gluconeogenesis, glycogenolysis. Lysis means broken down, genesis means bringing up, okay, or making it. That is the difference between these two. Come to the next point, insulin. So till now we have seen about the glucagon, and now we are going to see about the insulin. Insulin is a peptide hormone which plays a major role in regulation of glucose homeostasis. I told you already, the glucose, we are taking so many nutrients, so from the nutrient we are getting so many glucose molecule which is in the blood. So from the blood stream, if the glucose molecule are more, in the sense it is not good for health and it leads to diabetes. Okay, so what this insulin does, in the sense insulin converts the glucose molecule into glycogen. Okay, it converts the glucose into glycogen and stored in the liver or the adipose tissues. Okay, where are the adipose tissues? In the sense all these regions the adipose tissue is present, so there only the stored food material is stored. Okay, if it is continuously present in the blood, leads to diabetes mellitus, so immediately it has to be converted from the blood to some other part of the body. So that is the main part is glycogen, main part is the liver. From there it transport to various adipose tissues if the food material, stored food material are more. Okay, this is by the hormone called insulin. And one more important point, the diabetic patients are also treated with the insulin therapy. Okay, and what you are seeing here is the picture of pancreas as well as duodenum, and where exactly the pancreas present, in the sense it is present between the liver as well as the large intestine. You can find very clearly the place of the pancreas. Okay, and few more important, very important points regarding this islets of Langerhans as well as pancreas. That is, one of the main point is, on January 11, 1922, 14-year-old Leonard Thompson became the first person to receive an insulin injection as a treatment for diabetes. Okay, so he is the first person who received the insulin injection. Who is that? Leonard Thompson. His age is, at the age of 14 years, he took this injection on January 11, 1922. Let us see about the pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic adenocarcinoma is one of the most forms of pancreatic cancer. It's an exocrine tumor. Okay, exocrine in the sense, not in the islets of Langerhans. The outside of that is the pancreatic tissue, it comes. Okay, so that is called as pancreatic adenocarcinoma. And it arises from the cells that is in the line of the pancreatic duct, and a tumor of endocrine. Okay, so two tumors are coming, that is exocrine is called as pancreatic adenocarcinoma, and in the endocrine, that is the islets of Langerhans, that cancer is called as islet or neuroendocrine. Okay, only 5% of the people are affected by this pancreatic tumor. Okay, so the pancreas is affected by two types of cancer. One is pancreatic adenocarcinoma, and another one is, which comes in the islets of Langerhans, that is called as islet or neuroendocrine. And few more important points. What happens when the islets of Langerhans? What happens when the islets of Langerhans are damaged? Dysfunction of the islets of Langerhans cells can lead to pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. Okay, make a note. And the islets of Langerhans were first described by Paul Langerhans in the year 1969. The discovery of insulin by Frederick Banting and Charles Best in 1921 led to the Nobel Prize in Physiology as well as in the medicine in the year 1923. So when the insulin is discovered, 1921, by Frederick Banting and Charles Best. Okay, that leads to Nobel Prize in Physiology as well as in medicine in the year 1923. Okay, and let us recall, dysfunction of the islets can lead to dash. Give the answer as early as possible. Very good, very good, very good. Most of them answered. It is pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. Come to the next question. The islets of Langerhans were first described by Paul Langerhans in 1969. Very good. Most of them have answered. Yeah, very good, very good. And come to the third question. Dash is the most common forms of pancreatic cancer. Dash is the most common forms of pancreatic cancer. Yes, it is pancreatic adenocarcinoma. Superb. And come to the next one. Fourth question is, January 11, 1922, Dash became the first person to receive an insulin injection as a treatment for diabetes. Give the answer. Fast. Yes. Yeah, 19% have answered. Very good. It is 14-year-old Leonard Thompson. How many years old? 14 years old. Let us see the next question. Insulin is a peptide hormone which plays a major role in the regulation of. Yes, very good. Yeah, it is glucose homeostasis. Very good. Come to the next one. Dash leads to a complex disorder called diabetes mellitus. Dash leads to a complex disorder called diabetes mellitus. Yeah, it is prolonged hyperglycemia. Very good. Superb, superb. And come to the next one. Diabetic patients are successfully treated with. Diabetic patients are successfully treated with dash. Yeah, good, good, superb. It is insulin therapy. Very good, very good. So thank you so much. Share this video to your friends, those who are preparing for NEET. Thank you so much.